Good morning, welcome to a new video. It's a new week, well, it's a Tuesday of a new week, and we've got some things going on, so let's get into it. Right, so first job this week, I've got this MG ZR in for a few service bits. It needs brakes, anti-roll bar links, rear axle bushes, an oil change and a fuel filter change. So let's get the front wheels off and see what we're looking at. So with the wheel off, we're going to get the caliper off of the carrier, two 12mm bolts, one at the top, one at the bottom, and then take them off and then we can get the carrier out of the way. Right, so these bolts are 17 that hold the carrier in. All the sliders are good, free, so we don't need to take them apart and clean them up. I'll give that a brush down where the pad sits. But other than that, that's good. I've done the screws, as you saw, for the disc. Click, click. Click, click. There we go. Right, so the anti-roll bar links are obviously just here on the end of the anti-roll bar. Go to the wire wishbone. Two 13mm bolts to get them undone. Okay, on the rear, pretty much the same. 12mm to get the caliper off the caliper. The bolts for the caliper carrier are 14mm to come off the hub and obviously knock out the two securing screws and the disc comes off. This is actually a wind back caliper on the rear, so you've got to get your wind back tool and turn it, whereas the fronts were just pushing it out directly, just using the caliper winder tool. Now the sliders are well, one of them's okay, the other one's actually rock hard, so I've got to pull these apart and service them, but other than that it's pretty much the same. Right, so we've got to clean this out and give it a new bit of grease. Just got to pop this bush back, sleeve back in here in a second, but yeah, that was well in there. So with the brakes done all round, it's now a matter of doing the oil. I am tasked with doing the rear axle bushes, but we'll get to that in a bit. So while it's up and it's lunchtime, I thought I'd drain this out while I have my lunch. So 15mm sump nut. Let's try and not get it all over us, which we probably will, because it's oil and it's a pain in the backside. So here we go. Let's see what colour this is. Black, that's what colour it is. Right, leave this to drain over lunchtime. The oil is drained and the new filter is on. So now we can fill it up with oil and do the fuel filter. So let's get it down. Right, so let's just go on the common website and see what the capacity is. And then I'll start putting some in before I do the fuel filter. Right, the fuel filter is back there on the bulkhead, which you can see. It is a 13, I think they are. Oh, 14 mil unions on the fuel pipes, and then an 8 mil to hold it in. They shouldn't be too tight, so hopefully we won't need to grip the filter. Right, so that should be the fuel filter done. Obviously I can't start it yet because I'm still waiting for the oil to get to the right level, so I'll keep checking that and keep topping it up, and then we should be good. Right, well, the MG is pretty much done service wise. I've just got to check the oil again. The customer did ask me to do the rear axle bushes, but I have just checked with them because they can either fall out and new ones go in really easy, or they could be an absolute mare and be a fight. So I've just said to them, look, if you want me to do them, that's fine, but it could take me half hour aside, it could take me 5 hours aside. So so what do you want to do? Once I start, I can't stop. So they said, leave them, don't worry about it for now. See how it goes with the MOT. So fine. So that's left. So I'm just going to check the oil, but I have got to do the sunroof cassette. Now, I don't know if you remember, I had a Jaguar X-Type in that I used to strip for parts for the wife's one. Well, this customer gave me that car in exchange for a replacement sunroof cassette to be supplier and fitted. So that's what I'm doing now. Finally got around it. God knows how long it's been, but we need to pop the headliner out and then drop the sunroof. So let's make a start on that. Okay, I'm in the car. I've taken out the headrests. No, I haven't. I've taken out the sun visors and the sun visor clips, so that's all loose. I've taken out the A-pillar trim and this trim here, all the way around to the C-pillar trim. I'm now going to get a little screwdriver to pop these off and undo these. These should be, well, they were bolts as opposed to screws, so we'll try that. And then there's just some poppers on the side that hold the roof lining up, and a couple in the back here. Oh, there you go. So if I can pop them out, I can't remember. No, I couldn't, in the Land Rover they're bolted in, but in here it doesn't appear they are, so that should come down. And then we should be able to unplug it. So yeah, the switch will be on a loom. This is just flopping about anyway. So right, let's get these bits off. Right, they were actually screws holding the rear grab handles on. It must be in Land Rovers that they're bolts. I've popped off the fir trees. This does still feel quite tight here. I have pulled off the trim that goes round. So I am going to unbolt this light just in case it is that holding it up. And then we'll move to the front and sort these little bits out. Right, so the headlining is out. It's as simple as that. So next I've got to remove this cassette. It's bolted all around the side with 10mm bolts. We've got the drains here and one over there. The switch and motor is there, but the motor should come out with the cassette and the switch should stay there. We're not connected. Yeah, that's fine. It goes through the loom. I need to pull this cable off like that. That's that done. And then, yeah, the drain's at the back, and then we drop it out. I'm guessing they want this tray out because obviously they've covered it, but we'll yeah, let's unbolt this and see where we're left with. There we go, it's out. I didn't need to remove the motor in the end. That's part of the cassette, so that just stays there with just one little plug to undo. So yeah, so it's out. So now we can clean up the surround where the seal goes, and we'll offer up the new one probably in the morning now as it's home time. So yeah, we'll leave it for tonight. Right, new morning. So next job, I'm going to put the airline down all the vents and make sure they're all clear. I did forget to swap over the covers because they've got a carpet one that matches the headliner. So I've just asked whether they want me to put that back in. If so, I've got to drop the back of the cassette so I can get it out, but it's not a great problem. So let's blow all four of these out and make sure they're all clear. Okay, with the MG done, the roof lining's all back in, all the trims are back in. The sunroof is all in and working, and it's all serviced and the oil level's fine. Wheel nuts have been checked. It's now parked out here out the way. So we can turn our attention to the Freelander. I've just removed the header tank out the way, given it a bit of a hoover out. So now I'm going to take off stuff like this and try and pull as much of this out the way, because I can see a lot of chewed bits in there, so that can be fun. So I'll get some bits out the way and I'll come back to you. Yeah, we've got a lot of chewed wires. This is going to be fun. You can see where some of them have been repaired and are still there, but we have a load more here. That one's loose from somewhere. That one's gone. We have this one here that's been chewed and no idea. I'm guessing this red one went to this red one. But yeah, we need to pull a bit more of this loom tape out. Oh, and then have a look underneath the footwell, I think. So I think the best thing to do for me would be to drive this out and put it in the wider bay. Oh yeah, you can see, look where they've repaired it before. So yeah, we've got a very similar problem. Right, because I can't really show you much, I'm just going to crack on and then I'll come back to you. Right, I've got the fuse box out. That was a mission in itself. The plugs were really hard to come out. And I've managed to find the other ends of the ones that are cut in the engine bay. So I'm going to get some wire. I'm going to extend all these and then run them out through the hole. I'll make them nice and long to make it easier. And then we'll connect them up the other side and we'll see what we're left with. I can't see any others that are loose or broken. So there's various shards of bits, but I think this is our main problem. So I'll sort these out and then come back. Right, I've connected all the wires up and now I'm going to check all the fuses on the fuse board and then plug it all back in and we'll see if we've got any joy. Yeah, fingers crossed, eh? I'll do this off camera because it's pretty dull. Right, turn the ignition on. Everything's alight. Yes! The gauge hasn't gone up. The rev counter's working. All the ABS lights have gone off. Champion. Perfection. Just what I need. So, we can spend some time on this now and getting it cleaned. What a result. Oh, hello. Another day. Today's Thursday and I am in the JCB loader. I've been in the farm today, or I'm on the farm today. I have been taught how to push the crop up in the barn, so I've been doing that. I've also loaded my first lorry. I spilt a little bit on one bucket, but the rest all went in no problem. Hopefully I'll get better and more precise and quicker with that. And I'm just waiting for the cart to come back so I can jump in with the driver and go and have a play next to the combine. So it's exciting stuff. And then next week is full time apparently. So this will be the last workshop video, I think, for a while, unless we get loads of rain. There's nothing we can do, and then I'll be back in. Otherwise, I don't really know. Hopefully I'll show you some stuff. I don't know if there'll be much to show you, but I'll try and do what I can. So yeah, so I'm just sitting there having a drink, waiting for the grain cart to come back. He'll tip in the barn, which is over there, and then yeah, I'll jump in with him and we'll go off and meet the combine again and load up again. So that is today. Yeah. Oh, we've also had a health and safety briefing as well. Obviously everyone loves those, but it's what was needed. So I'll see if I can get anything else today. If not, I'll be back in the workshop tomorrow and I'll talk to you then. Yeah, let's get on. Right, so after each load we are doing a test on the seed. So I've got my little machine over here. That's got to be closed, so we'll just put it in there, put it out of the way, turn it on, and then let it go through, and then we check temperature, 32.1, and I've got to make a note of it, and I've got to check a few other things. Right, so in here I've got to push this grain up onto the top of the pile using this big pusher. Obviously this is my first day, so don't judge me, but I'm going forward go, something like that. I've just got to keep doing that and piling it all up. There we go. I've pushed it up. It's almost level, just not quite in this corner. But we're quite close to the door here. And by the time you get the swing on, it's quite close to that. So I haven't got too close just yet, but not too bad. There's room for a few more yet. So it is Saturday and Sunday, and I am back at the UK RC Truckers National Gathering. So to end my week, I'm going to be here. There'll be a separate video on this, obviously. But yeah, come to geek out for the day, or for the weekend.